Hi, welcome to the next edition of Playing Every Leader Through a Video. And today we are playing Sabo and the first of the three brothers. So, ST13, pretty solid, sweet starter decks. Like I said, after I get done with this, all the STs, like I pretty much got it covered all the way up to ST21, which is going to be absolutely sweet. Um, so then basically I'll be doing Sanji relatively quick. But like I said, for the most part, like all these starter decks are just pretty much wrapped up. Like I said, after this week, and then we'll get into back into OP8 and 9 before we get to 10, which 10 is I think when the next starter deck ST21 Luffy hits. But like I said, today we're playing Sabo, which got a brand new Garp pickup, and that's kind of, I think, it from OP11 or OP13. We have some 12 cards in here, PRBO2 cards in here. But overall, this deck does look pretty fun. It has four Shanks. So, and keep in mind, this is an iteration off of VV Theory. So, if you want to see an actual expert on this deck list, I would recommend going to his channel. I am just trying this deck out and going through every leader and get a feel of every leader. Doesn't necessarily mean that I'm going to be at the caliber that you're looking for. If you're looking for competitive and how to play out the deck correctly, we can make mistakes along the way, and that's more what we're doing. So let's get into the deck. I mean, let's get into the gameplay. I think this deck relatively should be a pretty good deck. I have played some red, yellow Saba before, but not this kind of version. So we'll see how we do. Like Garp, find Ace, Peak 5, take Luffy. Go ahead. So we kind of want to be definitely even, right? Because once we get a 5 drop down, we want to immediately attach it on here and then activate main. So next turn, we're going to try to get down both of our cheap Luffy's and Ace and try to kind of go off from there. Our opponent, though, is definitely playing the best deck in the format. No bricks. Or nothing but bricks. Let's go ahead and drop down both. Swing in there. So I go. Now, you definitely want to do these after attacks and paper most of the time. But for me, I just don't want to. I'm so used to attacking and then saying, go ahead and pass the turn. I don't want to miss out on using my Dawn correctly. So, like, you kind of get that trade off. Like, usually the last thing I do is attack because I'm a Magic player. I definitely need to undo that, though, where most of the time, like, you attack and then I guess you do some things in main phase two, but it's not as common. Sure. All right, so 5 Dawn. I think we put Ace down, swing for 7. That is not what I was hoping for. 7. 8. Sadly, I can't get in there with the 4. So I definitely need to do the Luffy, right? So Luffy, which allows me to buff the ace this turn. So we definitely need to do that, I think. Gets rid of my ace. Okay. Well, that was actually kind of my bread and butter there. All right, that fails. Searches again. Definitely have enough for the blocker. Another ace. So swing 8. I guess I should have done here. I should have done the GARP. Definitely should have done the GARP because I don't really want to attack with a Luffy. I could have gotten in for 5. That was a slight mistake. Yeah, so I definitely should have done that, right? That would have been arguably a much better line. Doing the GARP, putting 1 Dawn on the GARP, swing for 5. Just 2K. I'm going to 10 Dawn. We will go ahead and trash Luffy. So if I play a 6/5 drop plus a 2 drop, it's another blocker. Gets rid of my Luffy. So I have to get rid of 2K, 2K, 1K. It definitely threw me back off my turn. I guess I should have turned 1 face up with swing there. Kind of free. I could push the ace to the top, but we have a face up card. Questions, you have another Mars. Yeah, that goes. Another 2K counter. Okay, 5 elders. Gets 4 elders. 5. Gets rid of my ace. Super fair. I guess I just 2K, 2K. This might be a pretty rough time. If this is, kind of how it goes. And the OP13. So I lost my Luffy. So I need to play this first. No. I need to play with it first and then attack with ace first. Seven. Five. $11. It's not very good though. Like he just literally attacks back. Yeah, I definitely sequencing is important with this deck, of course. Um, the problem is now I just have 1K. I have 2Ks to try to stay alive here. Ugh, that's a brick. Swinging in with Shirahoshi. Okay. All right. 0-1. Let's get into the next. Sharp. Take, guess 2K. So we do need to make sure we sequence correctly against, especially against Bonnie. Let's just do 5. Now the downside is it is a little awkward with playing this Luffy correctly because I can't really attack with it effectively against Bonnie. Because I want to be able to put attack with Luffy, make it a 7K, push it to life, and then do it again. 2K. 6. Swing for 7. Push. That actually worked. That actually worked. Go ahead. So freezes my Luffy. 7K lead. Trash 1. Now you could do 7 lead. Yeah, Garp gone. And a blocker. Another Garp, not interesting. So I could technically Mulgum Mulgun, get rid of the Cavendish. But I don't think that's worth it. Six. You tap down there. Sadly, I don't have an ace. Swing in there, I guess. I did burn some counter. That was a wash. I guess I take that card. Thankfully, those are put to the bottom. Go ahead. So sadly, again, we can't use this ace. Just because we don't know what this top card is. 6 at 6. So the question is, how much do I protect my bodies? They're at 1. So this is basically a 7K post lead attack. Touche. Can't defend that one. Bonnie. So you have 3 Dawn remaining. Oh. Okay, finally. We find it. So for us, we do this. All right, so we have 4 Dawn remaining. That's fine. So now we don't do this because he just uses Mihawk, and that's pointless. So minus 5, 7. So I can get rid of a 7K. So I think I get rid of the carrot. So that way he doesn't keep something rested or frozen. So 5 at 4, sure. That happens. Another carrot. This goes lead. I guess you have to commit Dawn to it. You going all face? 11 face. Untap 2, that happens. That is interesting, right? So let's lead off with 8. Okay. Next we play Luffy. 7. You have a blocker. 7. Could have played Shanks there. Hody. Oh my gosh. More bricks. More bricks. So I guess I take a counter. So I guess I had to play the Shanks over the King Killer. Okay. 0-2 record. Let's get next. Okay, so we went off with a Garp. Take the ace. Go ahead. 9 coming? Yeah. No. Ace. 4 Dawn. Play Shanks. Go ahead. That's 6K lead. There goes my hand. So I could technically pitch a brick if I wanted to. And then block. Alright, then I go to 6 Dawn. Not helpful. Seven. I guess I should have done here. So, and then I could have maybe done a Garp. Gets rid of my Shanks. Go ahead. $6K. 2K out of that. That would be a 2K, 1K. Just take it. 8 Dawn. So I could Shanks. That doesn't seem very impressive though. I could 5 plus 3. Not really impressed by that either. So I guess double Shanks it is. And swing there. Go ahead. You got rid of a markup blocker. That's not too bad. 10 drop Whitebeard. Sure. Do I want to do anything here? So -5 and then do a KO. So it becomes a 8, which then means I need to do 2K 1K or 2K 2K. Okay, so for us, we go ahead and do ace, swing. Oh my gosh, that's a freaking 8K lead. Well, all right, redo that, redo that. Okay, so now I need to do 8K coming. So this is another 8. I have 3 bricks in hand. I have 2 shanks. All right, shanks, you got this. You got me. Nope, there's the better shanks gone. Another blocker. Swinging 12 here. That's a 6K lead. It's not. It's not exactly a 7 there. That is a 7 though. Yeah, still has a blocker. Maybe I should have done the shank still. I mean, it's still a decent blocker, but oh my gosh. It's kind of a lost cause in that regard. So the fact that he is a 6K lead, I can't really get Garp into attacking range. I think I have to, right? I have to pitch. I mean, we don't have any non-bricks. Yeah, what are you gonna do? 03, I think. Let's get into the wrap up. So what do we learn this week about this deck overall? Like this is definitely, I think, the trickiest of the 3 to actually pilot correctly. So if you are deciding to pick this deck up, keep that in mind. Especially since I think this deck, how it's designed, has less ways of letting you know what the top card is. So I guess, I mean, you could try to be a gambling person, right? And sacrifice your Luffys and your aces and pray the top card is an ace or a Luffy. But most of the time, you have to use your leader to push them to life to be able to reuse them again. And that's really your only way of really knowing that you're guaranteed gonna hit these. Unlike the other ones, like, so the Luffy, allows you just to you may discard a card from your hand, and then you could put 2 cards to life that are up there face up. So you set them based off of how you want to have your little guys get sacked and then put them into play. And Ace, I think, is based off of you look top 5. Look top 5 cards, add up to 1 5 cost card, top of your deck face up, and then the remaining at the bottom. So like it allows you to tutor for putting something on top 5, right? So Sabo, I think, is the trickiest of the 3 because you actually have to put it down, which they're 5 drops, and get him to 7K. Then you have to attack, right? You have to attack with these, and against Bonnie, it's even worse, right? Because you swing with 7K, they tap down your leader, so then your leader doesn't get the bonus at 2K that you want to be doing, so your sequencing is off. So let me know in the comment section what you guys think about this list. I think it's pretty solid. It's just so tricky to pilot Sabo correctly, in my opinion. It's definitely not a leader that you could just immediately, like for the series, sit down and immediately pick up the entire game plan first go through, right? So let me have it in the comment section. I understand the point of the series kind of does Sabo wrong, kind of like it did Kid wrong, right? Because when I played Kid, I guess I don't have it on here anymore. His leader requires a certain play patterns that you don't initially think of when you first pick it up. So it's gonna take a lot of iterations. So I'll talk to you guys tomorrow where we'll be playing, I guess, Ace. So I'll talk to you guys next time.